Hello, welcome back to the ministry. I wanted to give you this review of this chapter in Deuteronomy 11. The Lord brought this to my attention after I did the word on the exaltation of you and your husband, the one with the crowns, where the two people are being crowned. After I did a review, as we know, it's either coming before or after this, of Ezekiel 16, 17 through 17 through 38. That is what happened after the woman was exalted into position. She just turned straight whoredom on the man. It's very sad. But this is not you that did this. But God wanted me to bring this warning. And I've seen a couple other prophetic people bringing this warning as well. When you get in, do not lose your relationship with God. Go read the entire chapter of Ezekiel 16, okay, in the Message version, okay, the whole chapter to get the full understanding. And that's how God felt, okay? That's how God feels about you. Be careful. When you cross over into this promised land, it's a privilege, okay? God has given you this privilege to be here. You worked in the element of praying, fasting, standing, doing all of the things. Don't get there and get stupid. Don't go there and get dumb. Because listen to what I read here in Deuteronomy 11, okay? Deuteronomy 11. So love God, your God. Guard well his rule and regulation. Obey his commands for the rest of time. Today is a very clear that it isn't your children who are in front and center here. They weren't in on what God did, didn't see the acts, didn't see the experience of the discipline. This is what God taught you. Didn't marvel at his greatness, the way he displayed his power and the miracle signs and his deeds. And he let loose in Egypt on Pharaoh and the kings of Egypt and so on and so forth. He took care of the Egyptian armies, the horses, the chariots, burying them in the water of the Red Sea and pursuing you. God drowned them, and you standing here today are alive. Nor was it your children who saw how God took care of you in the wilderness up until the time you arrived there. What he did to Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Elibasam and Reuben, how earth opened the jaws and swallowed them with their families, their tents, and everything around them, right out of the middle of Israel. Yes, it was you. Your eyes. You saw every great thing God did. So it's you who are in charge of keeping the entire command I commanded you today, so that you'll have the strength to invade the process in the land that you're crossing the river in to make your own. Your obedience will give you long life on the soil of God's promise and give you the ancestors of your children and the land flowing in milk and honey, and the land you enter taking ownership in Egypt, and the land left where you are, where you had planted your own seed, the waters yourself as the vegetable garden, but the land you are crossing the river, taking your own land of the mountains and the valleys, and drinking water that rains from the sky, the land that God, your God, personally tends, and his gardeners, and he alone kept his eyes on it all year long. From now on, if you listen obediently to the commands that I am commanding you today, love God your God and serve him with everything you have within you. I take charge to send you the rain at the right time, both autumn and the spring rains, so that you'll be able to harvest your grain and grapes, your olives. He'll make sure that they're plentiful in the grass of your animals. You'll have plenty to eat, and put the vigilant, lest you'll be seduced away and end up serving and worshiping other gods, and God erupts in anger and shuts down the heavens. Remember what I said about Ezekiel 16. Read it in the Message version, the whole thing. In the heavens, no rain, and nothing grows in the field, and no time at all. You'll starve out, and not a trace of you left on the good land God is giving you. Peace. No, place these words on your hearts. Give them deeply inside you. Tie them on your hands and your forehead, and as a reminder, teach them to your children. Talk around them where you are. Talk about them where you are, and sit at home. You're walking in the streets talking about them. The times you get up in the morning until you fall to bed at night, inscribing them on the doorposts and the gates of your cities. And you'll live long time with your children and with you, and the soil of God promised to give your ancestors, long as there is a sky over the earth. That's right. If you diligently keep the commandments I command of you and obey, love God, and God do what he tells you, stick close to him. God is will drive out all of these nations that stand in your way. Yes, he'll drive out nations much bigger and stronger than you. Every square inch on which you placed your foot, which you placed your foot, I lost my place. Something I got distracted. Every square inch that you place your foot will be yours, and your borders will stretch in the wilderness of the mountains of Lebanon, and the Euphrates rivers, and the Mediterranean Sea. No one will be able to stand in your way. Everywhere you go, God sent fear and trembling will precede you, just as he promised. I've brought you today to the crossroads of the blessings and cursings. The blessings, if you listen obediently to the commands of God, your God, I will command you this day. Go to the Message Bible and read the blessings of cursing and cursings of Deuteronomy 28. I did a small review on the cursings of Deuteronomy 28, but there's way more in there. I just didn't feel compelled to read all of the curses when I did my video. But the commands of God, which I command you on this day. The curse is if you don't pay attention to the commands of God, your God, but leave the road that I command you today, following other gods of which you know nothing. Hold on. To follow other gods in which you know nothing. If you watch the videos I posted previous to this, you understand what will happen to you if you follow other gods. We ain't out here trying to be jazzy. We ain't out here trying to do the most. Can we not? Okay. Here's what comes next. When God, your God, brings you into the land you are going to take and make your own, you are given the blessing of Mount Gerizim and the curses from Mount Ebal. After you cross the Jordan River, follow the road to the west through the Canaanite settlement and the valley near Gilgal, and the oaks of Moreh, and you are crossing the Jordan River to invade and take the land that God, your God, is giving you. Be vigilant, observe all of the regulations and rules I'm setting before you today. Follow God, y'all. Don't lose God in the midst of this process. I'm about to link to you a review I did on Disenchanted. And I didn't even watch the film, but God gave me this off of just watching what I saw of a short review somebody else did of the movie. They just did a movie review. And it was about a 20-minute scene-by-scene movie review. And when they showed everything, God gave me this revelation on Disenchanted. So I'm going to link that underneath here. Because you got to watch that once you get to the promised land, you don't become like them. Remember the warning that was given to the children? Don't become friends with them. Go back and look at my word on don't become friends with them. No new friends. Meaning they're going to be people God's going to anoint to come in alignment with you. But there are people that God's going to strictly tell you, these aren't your people. Don't become friends with those people. Now, there are going to be people he's going to allow. But when he said don't become friends with those people, don't become friends with the people that just be there. There are certain people that are covert, God-ordained people that are witnesses that are meant to come align with you. And God's going to show them. He's going to highlight those people. But don't you just be out here thinking that you can be friends with everybody that is out there. This is why God fought so hard to get you into a level of discernment before he released you to where he was taking you, because them demons up in that place, they will kill you with a bowl of soup. They're not just going to want your birthright. They're going to kill you with the bowl of soup. If looks could kill you, be dead. Thank God for the blood of Jesus. Go back and read Numbers 22. You cannot curse what God has blessed. And 23 and 24. You can't curse what God's blessed. So I hope this blessed you. There was another song I was supposed to review. If I can remember, I'll do it after this. So with that being said, much love, faith, peace, and blessings to you. Bye-bye.